I have always maintained a strong bond with my mother, despite the fact that we lived about an hour apart. While this distance is manageable, it allowed us to cultivate our own lives and homes. Our relationship was characterized by frequent communication, and we often enjoyed outings together, such as dinners or movies. However, recent events have strained this closeness significantly. Throughout my upbringing, my mother faced numerous challenges, many of which stemmed from her own choices. I hold deep appreciation for her, but it is important to acknowledge her struggles, including a severe gambling addiction that led her to accumulate debts with dangerous individuals. Additionally, she moved frequently during my childhood, often due to evictions or foreclosures, and battled substance abuse issues intermittently throughout my life. In May 2023, I reached out to my mother to discuss plans for Mother's Day and her upcoming birthday, which typically coincide in our celebrations. To my surprise, she revealed that she had quit her job, which prompted my concern. As I probed for more information, she provided a vague explanation. It was only later that I discovered the truth. She had been fired for using drugs in the parking lot of her workplace. This revelation has left me grappling with the implications of her choices and the impact they have on our relationship. I have made numerous attempts over the past months to engage her in conversations about her situation and to encourage her to seek assistance, such as rehabilitation. Unfortunately, she has shown little interest in pursuing any form of help. Since May 2023, she has not been employed, spending her days at home, using drugs, and reaching out to me in the early hours of the morning with various topics that she seems overly excited about, including her ongoing projects and her dogs. It is truly disheartening to witness her efforts to keep me updated on her life, yet I find it increasingly difficult to engage in these conversations. Recently, I learned that my mother is facing significant financial difficulties, as she is now at risk of foreclosure on her home. Alongside her husband, who also struggles with addiction but maintains a well-paying job, they are desperately trying to gather the necessary funds to reclaim their property from the bank. Despite his decent income, it is evident that their financial priorities have not included the mortgage, leading to this precarious situation. Currently, they owe approximately $178,000 on the mortgage and need to raise around $6,000 to cover overdue payments and other associated costs before they can apply for a loan. This situation is alarming, and it raises concerns about their ability to manage their finances effectively while dealing with their personal challenges. The urgency of their circumstances is becoming increasingly apparent, and I hope they can find a way to navigate this difficult period. My mother reached out to me, requesting a loan to help with her financial situation. I expressed my concerns about whether the funds would genuinely be used for her mortgage, or if they might instead support her ongoing struggles with addiction. In response, she dismissed my worries, claiming she didn't understand what I was referring to, a familiar refrain throughout my life. Ultimately, I decided against lending her the money, despite her emotional pleas and the fear of losing her home. After our conversation, I found myself overwhelmed with emotion, tears streaming down my face as I grappled with the weight of my decision. It pains me to see her in such distress, and I feel a deep sense of guilt for not providing the financial assistance she requested. Yet, I am left feeling uncertain about the right course of action, caught between my love for her and the need to protect myself from potential harm.
Now we move to the next story.
I totally lost my cool and yelled at my girlfriend to leave my place after what her stepbrother pulled. So, my girlfriend was hanging out at my place a couple of days ago, and we're both 20. She asked if her stepbrother, who's 23, could join us for a bit. I figured it was fine since I'd met him a few times before and he seemed chill. He promised to bring some drinks and pizza, and with my parents out of town for the weekend, I thought it would be a fun time. Things took a turn when my little sister, who's 15, stayed in her room the whole time. We were all a bit tipsy when my girlfriend's stepbrother asked to use the bathroom. I pointed him in the right direction, but we didn't realize how long he was taking until we heard shouting from upstairs. We rushed up to see what was happening and found my sister in tears. It turned out he had gone into her room instead of using the bathroom, and she was understandably freaked out that he walked in while she was trying to keep her cool. But instead of leaving when she asked him to, he just closed the door behind him. She was trying to get past him to escape, and he actually grabbed her. Thankfully, she managed to open the door, and by the time I got to the landing, he backed off. I was furious and couldn't hold back my anger, which led to me yelling at my girlfriend to get out. That I was beyond furious. No doubt about it. The atmosphere was chaotic, filled with shouting and accusations flying around. Everyone was drunk except for my sister, which made things even messier. After hearing my sister's side of the story, I noticed my girlfriend's stepbrother was stumbling over his words and trying to dodge the blame. At one point, I think I even hinted at some serious consequences if things didn't change. My girlfriend was trying to play peacemaker, urging me to calm down and not react based solely on hearsay. But I was right there, witnessing my sister in tears, and I know her well enough to trust her completely. She wouldn't fabricate something like this. I told her stepbrother to leave my house, but my girlfriend kept insisting that we could work through it and have a rational discussion. Honestly, I didn't see how any meaningful conversation could happen at that moment. Then she dropped a bombshell, suggesting that maybe my sister was lying, right in front of her. I was taken aback and asked her what made her think that. She claimed my sister was just a kid and might be seeking attention. That was the last straw for me. I completely lost it and told her to leave. After that, she kept trying to reach out, but I just ignored her calls. Things have calmed down a bit since the chaos. I went through everything again with my little sister, and she reassured me that her version of events was accurate. She expressed her fear that he might harm her, which really hit me hard. This morning, my girlfriend texted me, saying I shouldn't have raised my voice because it scared her. I thought about saying sorry right then, but she hadn't even acknowledged the need to apologize to my sister or confront her stepbrother about what happened. I just told her we needed to talk, but she insisted there was nothing to discuss, claiming there was no solid evidence and that her stepbrother hadn't done anything wrong. She said she would handle it and that I should just let it go. I'm starting to wonder if I messed up in how I dealt with everything. Maybe if I had kept my cool, we wouldn't be in this awkward silence, and we could have talked things through. Now, I'm at a loss about what to do next. I really care about my girlfriend, and the last thing I want is for this to be the end of our relationship. It's tough to navigate these feelings, especially when I feel like I'm stuck between wanting to protect my sister and keeping my girlfriend happy. I could really use some advice on how to move forward from here. I want to make things right, but I'm not sure how to approach the situation without making it worse. It's important to me that we find a way to communicate openly about this, but I also don't want to push her away. Any thoughts on how I can handle this better would be super helpful.
Thank you for watching. Let us know what you feel about the story. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that could become your next favorite.